again, thanks for joining us tonight. We started today. Today was the first day back in the building for our teachers, and we had an excellent staff meeting this morning. Some of our former kindergartners, now first graders, came and sang one of their promotion songs to us. So we had a good start to our day. Give me a second. I'm going to admit a few more people. So we'll get going here. We'll take a few any questions you have at the end. If you've joined us in previous meetings, not much new information, a little bit. So first off, how to stay connected with us. The News You Choose, you should have gotten 2 of those emails today, one with this link and another one with chock full with some back to school information. Your classroom teacher, who you'll find out who that is on Wednesday afternoon, is another great source of information. Facebook and Twitter, we are on. Our PTA meetings and events, encourage you to join our PTA. And then both our school and PTA website have information as well. Breakfast and lunch this year, students will need to pay for breakfast and lunch unless free and reduced lunch forms are completed or approved. Of course, students can bring their own lunch and breakfast if they'd like. Breakfast will be served in the cafeteria, and then the students will take that back to their classrooms because they do need to punch in their ID numbers for breakfast. We can't do that in the hallways when we were giving away the free lunches. Lunch will be in the cafeteria and no salad bar again this year. We have 10 seats per table. Each class has 4 tables that they can use, and there's right now somewhere between 20 and 28 students per class, depending on the grade level. When we send this out, we'll send this presentation as well, and there's a link for how to find out the menu and prices of our lunches and breakfasts. And then lunch schedules there. There is one overlapping grade. Kindergarten comes in, and they'll be in there for 15 minutes with 6th grade. And then first grade follows up at 12:30, and they'll be there. Just one overlapping there with 6th grade. Start over. 6th grade overlaps with 2nd grade and kindergarten. What I meant to say. I'm going to admit somebody here. Our preschool autism program eats in their class, and our enhanced autism eats in the cafeteria, and those teachers come up with what time works best in their schedule. Supply lists are on our website. Just like we told the teachers, not everything needs to come in on day one. Day one doesn't need to be not everything needs to come in, so you can send that in gradually with what's on the supply list. Transportation, bus, and times are in the parent view. I sent some information about that today, and if you haven't seen your parent view account or not sure how to access it, there's a way to put it in the ticket, or you can also call our front office and we can help you with that. Reminder, patience the first couple weeks, both buses and Kiss and Ride are a little slow. For the buses, it is recommended that students and families get there at least 5 minutes early to the bus stop. And same in the afternoon, it could come up to 5 minutes early. Usually the first couple weeks they're a little late. All kindergarten students must be met in the afternoon by an adult or older siblings. And again, those afternoon runs, expect them to be delayed, not only as we take our time to make sure everybody is in the right spot, but we're the last pickup. They head to usually to Johnson Middle School first, then over to Fairfax, and then to us. So things are a little slow, but we want to make sure that we don't make any mistakes early on as we get those routines down. School security, wanted to address this as well and just talk to you a little bit about the drills that we do. We do a couple lockdown drills per year, and we do coordinate with the City of Fairfax Police, and they help us in that drill so that they get familiar with our building in case of an emergency. Fire drills we do twice in the first 20 days and then once a month after that. Tornado drill once a year. Bus evacuation drills are twice a year. We also have a crisis management team at school. And so we participate in what's called a tabletop exercise once a year, and we schedule that for very early in the year. I feel like that is best to get our team together and to go through that exercise as early as we can. So we already have ours scheduled for early September, and we walk through a crisis, and they throw different scenarios at us, and we work through as a crisis team what we would do in an emergency. Each classroom has a black cover for their door, the window in their door, and a crisis management plan. So even if a sub is in the room, they can follow directions quickly using the red book and drop in the shade there. All of our exterior doors are shut and locked during the day. We do have students moving in and out with adult supervision, whether it's out to recess or out to the temporary trailers for instruction. And then our front office does check IDs to verify who people are, especially when they're picking up students. Some important dates. There was more on this slide previous weeks when we had a bit more time. But for this week, one of the most important dates is the grade 1 through 6 class placement email. Again, if you're a parent of a kindergartner, they sent out their assignments with the animal groups through mail. I should have received that, I think, last week, even later that previous week. August 18th is our welcome walk, and teachers will, the classroom teachers in grades 1 through 6 will come to the homes of students. Pre-K and kindergarten are doing an open house that morning. And again, that's just limited to those groups of students. We have a lunch starting at about 10:45, a meeting and a lunch to get ready for welcome walk. And kindergarten does their class placement a little bit differently. They're doing a welcome walk later in September. Of course, next Monday, a week from today, first day for students. We have our first PTA meeting on August 31st, and that's virtual. And then we have the Labor Day holiday on Friday the 2nd and Monday the 5th. And there's our back to school open house and picnic from 5:30 to 8. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. And like I said, the kindergarten welcome walk on the 26th. All right, so our back to school open house in conjunction with our PTA picnic. So from 5:30 to 6:30 is an open house style. Visit the classroom, meet the teacher. Hopefully that's at least the second time you've met the teacher. Meet some of our other resource teachers and support staff. We encourage students to attend. There's no formal presentations. You know, this isn't a conference. Conferences will be scheduled later in October and November. But a chance to see your child's classroom and see where they spend their day here at school. Staffing needs, right now we're in need of 1 monitor and 1 COVID case manager. Those are both hourly positions, and so we are looking for those. And then Avid, I want to explain this just for a few minutes because it will hopefully impact the whole school. Avid is a program, and it stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. Students are provided with study skills instruction, motivational activities, and college and career exploration. 6th grade will start this year. And this is for all of our students in 6th grade. The focus will be on organizational and time management skills. We are one of 3 elementary schools in FCPS that have the AVID program. Providence Elementary, our other city partner elementary school, is joining us as well this year. And there's a link there. When you get this, you can just go on the FCPS website and search AVID as an easy way to do it too. But this trickles down throughout the building when we just talk about colleges and careers. If you have a college pennant, one of the things we're doing is hanging college pennants in the cafeteria. So that's an easy way to participate. But especially if you're a 6th grade parent, you'll see work being done this year on organization and time management. And then I want to just talk about a little bit, you know, we welcome parents. We were, you know, I think schools definitely handled it differently last year. And we welcomed parents last year. We had parents. The only place that we asked parents not to come was during lunch last year, just not to increase the number of people in the cafeteria. And so, we certainly on the first day, we encourage, if you'd like, parents to walk their child to class on the first day. We'll have plenty of adults on hand to help, but certainly you can do that after the first day. We'll ask that we go back to dropping off at Kiss and Ride or the bus or walking. And then, we welcome volunteers that, work with your classroom teacher. We are in the midst of hiring a parent liaison. And when we do that, certainly you can connect with that person about other volunteer opportunities, but I just want to make it clear. I know some schools are still sort of not allowing parents in. We allowed parents in last year, and we'll continue to welcome your involvement and support. And I believe that was our last slide for tonight. So I'm going to say that we are recording. If you have a question now, you can raise your little hand button at the bottom, or type it into the chat. And we'll wait a couple minutes. Yeah, Christine, at this time, my answer to that is yes. What we do ask is when it comes time for lunch is just to be mindful about how many times a lunch purchased from outside of our cafeteria is come into the lunch. But certainly I know parents like to come in on birthdays, special occasions, things like that. So at this point, my answer is yes. And if we're told differently, I'll certainly communicate that to you. Judy, go ahead.
Hi, I wasn't sure if this is the right avenue to ask transportation questions.
You can ask, and I'll see what I can do for you.
Okay. Wanted to know if it's the same bus driver every day, and if we actually have the bus drivers' names versus like just the bus number.
Yeah, we actually do not get bus driver names. We get bus numbers and routes and times, and that's all determined by transportation. Depends on their routes. I think they do their best to try to get the same bus driver to drive the bus in the morning and afternoon, but that doesn't always occur.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, anyone else with a question? Remember, we are still recording, so I will stop the recording in a minute in case there's a question you want to ask and it's not recorded. And Judy, I still see your hand up, but I think we're good, right?
Yes, we are good. Sorry.
That's okay. I just want to make sure we're good.